Now, I usually don't talk about this whole transgender argument, but I thought I'd drop my 2 cents on this because Lia Thomas is making waves. She's making a lot of waves right now in the whole swimming competition thing. I think she just won Division 1 state championship in the female swimming competitions. And she's splitting a lot of hairs because Lia Thomas, just about 2 or 3 years ago, was competing as a male. Now, a lot of people are complaining about this, and I'm seeing conservatives, men and women alike, are voicing themselves that this is unfair.
What about it is unfair?
Unfair. I'll tell you what's unfair. What's unfair is the fact that they had to make Lia Thomas take estrogens for at least a year before she was able to compete with these women. It is unfair because they are taking her natural advantages away from her, giving her an unfair disadvantage. It is limiting her full potential. And isn't sports about your natural potential competing against other people's natural potential? Isn't this why they banned substances? Aren't people getting banned for actually taking things that would give them an unnatural advantage? Shouldn't it be fair that you should take away the unnatural disadvantage and just let men compete with women? After all, SJWs have made the argument that this is a genderless society that we are living in. So I don't see what the problem is if a man decides, or biological man decides to compete with a woman, because gender is a social construct. And this should also apply to sports as well. So what is the complaint? What is the problem that you guys are having with this, that a biological man is going there to smash biological women? I am in total support of Lia Thompson actually competing because, man, the advantage is limitless for men. And your men that are complaining against this, y'all don't know what you're doing. You're ruining it for everybody. Because I want to see men compete for longer. We can just compete together. Because, guys, man, it's going to be a beautiful thing for men to just freely be able to compete with women. And you can get all those stars of yours that you thought they would be retiring in the next 1 year. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, for instance, Messi, for instance, they are in the twilight of their, they're in the twilight of their career. They might not be able to play after 3 years from now, but I want to see them play in 10 years from now, playing maybe 15 years from now. So if they can simply identify as women and compete alongside women, that might extend their career. No, that will definitely extend their career. So the advantages, think about this, are limitless. LeBron James now is in his twilight of his career, I think, right? In about a couple of years, we'll stop seeing LeBron James. And I love LeBron James.
Really, nigga?
I want to see him play forever. So LeBron James, if he can just, identify as a woman, he can compete in the WNBA. Do you know how much longer he can compete for? He might probably still be competing with women at the age of 60, dunking on the ass. And I will be so happy about that. And those women keep competing. Don't argue with it, because this is feminism. Feminism says we're all the same. We're all equal pay. So if we're all equal pay, we're all doing the same thing as Megan Rapinoe said women do more than men do in sports, that the women football soccer team are doing way better than the men, and they do more, and so should be paid more. So if that's the case, if men and women are the same, doing the same thing, competing at the same level, men without estrogens, without needing or having to even identify as women, should be allowed to compete with women. And I am so in support of this because the advantage is limitless. Now, I don't even care if you take estrogens, because we've seen biological men who transgender into women, even though with the estrogens, were still able to compete. I mean, Laurel Hubbard broke all the New Zealand, records in weightlifting for the female category at the age of 43, at the tender age for men of 43. Right. So I am in support of this. I don't know what y'all are talking about, because this is advantageous to men. Two biological men. I'm absolutely all for it, because I myself am not seeing the ambition of one day becoming an Olympian. Now that I think about it, Lia Thomas, one of the people that competed against her and lost to her, was a silver medalist female Olympian. I hope that eventually where we will get to is a point whereby this genderless society that many of these SJWs are fighting for becomes real, whereby we don't even need to identify as female to actually be able to compete with female. After all, gender is a social construct. I identify as a 19-year-old because age also is a social construct. And I identify as a 19-year-old woman. They should allow me to compete. It's only fair that you allow me to compete with other women. And this is my goal. This is my chance to become an Olympian. Because Lia Thomas just beat an Olympian. Y'all don't know that? Y'all don't know that? The person that came third in that competition is an Olympian silver medalist. Silver medalist! And Lia Thomas, first time out, competing with these people, beat them all. Beat them all to Division 1 state championship. I mean, this is an absolute inspiration to us. And if you are against this, you're a transphobe. You shouldn't be able to talk about this. You shouldn't be against this. You should be supporting this, because if you don't, you're a bigoted person with a lot of vitriol for the transgender community. So support the transgender community. And y'all women, don't say nothing. Just keep competing. Just keep competing until biological men take over your competition.
William Thomas was ranked 462 in men's swimming. So basically, he wasn't very good. So fast forward to 2022. Became a woman. Now Lia Thomas has become the #1 ranked woman in women's swimming.
Up the patriarchy. Y'all know I'm only kidding, right?